The Princess of Wales has made a rare public appearance going to church with some of the other royals. Snapped sitting next to husband William, the couple joined the King and Queen at Cy Kirk.
On a quiet Sunday morning in the rolling hills of Scotland, a small crowd gathered outside Cy Kirk, a historic church steeped in royal tradition. They had come hoping for a glimpse of Kate Middleton, whose battle with cancer had kept her out of the public eye for months. When she arrived, walking beside King Charles, the atmosphere shifted. There was a strength in her presence, but what happened inside those stone walls left everyone utterly speechless. What could have unfolded in such a serene setting to move an entire room to tears? The Scottish countryside has a way of quieting the soul, doesn't it? Rolling hills stretch endlessly, their greens deepened by the morning mist. It's peaceful in a way that feels almost sacred, the kind of place where time seems to slow down. Nestled within this serene landscape is Cy Kirk, a small, historic church that holds a special place in the hearts of the royal family. With its weathered stone walls and simple, timeless charm, the church stands as a refuge of peace and tradition, a place where generations of royals have sought solace during both joyful and trying times.
And at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present.
The date was August 25th, 2024, and while the day began like any other in this quiet part of Scotland, it would soon be remembered as anything but ordinary. Word had spread that Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, would be attending the Sunday service at Cy Kirk. Since her cancer diagnosis in March, she had kept a low profile, her appearances rare and carefully considered. The world had only caught glimpses of her at Wimbledon in July and a heartfelt video message during the Olympics. Many wondered how she was holding up, whether she would appear frail or whether this visit would be another fleeting show of royal duty. The anticipation was palpable as the small congregation began to gather early. Some were locals, familiar with the rhythm of life in this tranquil corner of Scotland. Others had travelled from afar, drawn by the chance to see Kate in person. They weren't just here for a glimpse of royalty, they were here for a sign of resilience, of hope, of humanity in its truest form. There was a sense of shared curiosity and concern as everyone settled into their seats, the quiet of the church matching the solemnity of their thoughts. When Kate Middleton arrived, there was a collective hush, as if even the air around her had stilled for a moment. Accompanied by King Charles, she stepped out with a grace that seemed almost effortless. It wasn't just her elegance that caught everyone's attention, it was the sense of quiet strength that radiated from her. After months of speculation about her health, many had expected to see someone diminished by the weight of her journey. But Kate, though visibly carrying the emotional toll of her battle, seemed to have found a reserve of strength that surprised everyone. Her demeanour carried a balance of resilience and vulnerability. She moved with purpose, her head held high, but there was no denying the journey she had been through. Her face, though composed, bore the subtle markers of someone who had faced immense challenges and come through with a deeper understanding of herself and her world. King Charles walked beside her, his presence calm and steady, a quiet symbol of support as they approached the church. Inside, the atmosphere was reverent, almost otherworldly. The soft echoes of footsteps on the stone floor mingled with the murmur of hymns, creating a feeling that this was not just another Sunday service. The congregation, who had been buzzing with low conversations before her arrival, fell into a respectful silence. There was a shared sense of anticipation, an unspoken question lingering in the air. What would this moment bring? It wasn't just about Kate's physical appearance, it was about the message she might bring, the hope she might inspire. As the service was nearing its conclusion, something remarkable happened. Kate Middleton, who had remained quietly seated for most of the ceremony, stood up and made her way to the front of the church. It was a moment that no one in the room saw coming. The congregation collectively held their breath, their eyes fixed on her as she turned to face them. There was an unspoken understanding in the air. This was going to be important. Her voice, calm, yet carrying a quiet strength, broke the silence. She began by thanking everyone for their prayers, their kindness, and the unwavering faith they had shown in her. It was a simple acknowledgement, but the weight behind her words made it so much more. She wasn't speaking as a princess fulfilling a royal duty. She was speaking as a woman who had been through the storm and come out the other side, scarred but standing. Kate went on to talk about her journey over the past months, the struggles, the uncertainty, and the deeply personal battles she had faced. She spoke about the dark days when hope felt like a distant light, and the moments when the support of others gave her the strength to keep going. Her words were raw and unfiltered, the kind that comes from a place of genuine reflection. Then she said something that sent chills through the room. Faith is not found in our strongest moments, but in the ones where we feel weakest. And in those moments, we must hold on to hope, because that is what will carry us through. The room fell into a profound silence as her words settled in, touching the hearts of everyone present. Some people had tears streaming down their faces, while others sat frozen, visibly moved by the vulnerability and grace she displayed. It wasn't just what she said, but how she said it. There was no pomp or grandeur, no rehearsed elegance. This was a moment of pure, unguarded humanity. In those few minutes, Kate wasn't just a public figure. She was someone who had walked a path of pain and come back with a message of hope and resilience for everyone listening. As if the air inside the church wasn't already heavy with emotion, something extraordinary followed Kate's heartfelt speech. Just as the minister prepared to close the service, a soft humming began from the back of the church. It was tentative at first, almost hesitant, but unmistakable. The tune of an old hymn that carried memories of comfort and strength for many in the room. The hum grew stronger as more voices joined in, one after another, until the church was filled with a hauntingly beautiful chorus. It was completely unplanned, but it felt as if it had been orchestrated by something greater than coincidence. The melody rose and fell, wrapping around everyone present, creating a moment that was both deeply personal and profoundly communal. Kate, standing near the front, was visibly moved. She bowed her head, her hands clasped in front of her, as if in silent prayer or gratitude. Her expression was one of quiet humility, overwhelmed but grounded in the significance of what was unfolding around her.
The fact that Kate made the effort to go to church yesterday where she knew she would be photographed is obviously sending us a signal that she was well enough to travel to Scotland.
Even King Charles, seated close by, seemed caught up in the moment, his face soft with emotion. The hymn was more than just a song. It was a connection, a way for everyone in that church to share in the weight and beauty of the day. A young girl, no older than 8, cautiously stepped forward, clutching a small bouquet of wildflowers in her trembling hands. Her eyes were wide with awe as she approached Kate Middleton, her movements hesitant yet determined. The crowd held its breath, watching as the little girl stood before the Princess of Wales, a mixture of shyness and admiration on her face. "You're so brave, Your Highness," the girl said softly, her voice carrying both sincerity and a touch of nervousness. For a moment, Kate seemed taken aback, her expression one of genuine surprise. But then she knelt, meeting the girl's gaze at eye level, and smiled. A smile filled with warmth and gratitude. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.